Residents who live here say they heard what sounded like a bomb when the freeway came down.
Claudia, we're looking at the 118.
The damage really is incredible. You can't see it from the angle down here, but the road is not visible anymore. The freeway is resting on the roadway.
All right, so which freeway?
Authorities have shut down the 118 freeway on this stretch of the road. We're standing right at the Havenhurst exit. It is shut down, I guess, on both sides of Balboa, according to what the authorities say, eastbound and westbound.
Okay, we're having a difficult time figuring out exactly which road it is we're looking at where the car is right now. Is this the 118?
This is the 118 freeway, yes.
Right, the one that is crumbled is the 118.
The 118 freeway in Granada Hills, yes.
Okay, this, just point of reference, this freeway was built 10 years after the Sylmar quake. So it was built earthquake safe according to all the known standards at the time. And there you see now that the 6.6 earthquake has definitely caused severe damage to this freeway. And this was also built to alleviate the traffic on the 101, and now we're going to have major problems as they try to recoup from this, and also the 5 being shut down because of the 14.
What a amazingly frightening situation for the driver of this truck, though. The car actually flipped over, and it's just miraculous, as Claudia was saying, that the person who was driving this car was able to walk away from this incredible situation.
Claudia, can you pull out a little bit, get the camera to pull out just a little bit so we can get a wider view, get our bearings on where we are?
Yeah, I am down on the roadway here, and my cameraman is up on the freeway right now. I don't think he can hear me.
Oh, okay.
Next time I will be up there, I'll be able to tell him. But I wanted to tell you that when we were driving around this freeway to get to this point, the pillars holding the overpass had just completely crumbled, and in fact, we had to drive underneath that, and it was a pretty scary sight. The pillars are barely standing, so it looks like that another section of the overpass on the 118 could come crumbling down.
When you headed out that way, Claudia, did you see any fires? Tell us what it looks like out in that area.
It really is a horrific sight. When we were driving here, I counted probably about 10 fires. There was a major fire just west of here, if you keep following the 118. And residents who live here say it looked like a petroleum fire to them. I'm not quite sure if there's some sort of plant there or what, but huge flames, major damage to houses in the area, roofs collapsed, brick walls down. The damage is tremendous. The smell of smoke and gas in the air right now, the clouds of smoke in the sky, every single direction you look, north, south, east, and west, there is major damage.
This is just one of several areas where freeways have collapsed. I mean, we've seen the one in the West Los Angeles area along the Santa Monica freeway. There's that one on the 14 and the 5 interchange. You know, you talk about building freeways to earthquake specifications, but when you have a quake of this magnitude, I guess that all goes out the window. I mean, there's no way.
It's all relative to where it's centered, I guess. And then you see here the
road buckling. Look at that.
The road buckling and the Yucca Valley quake of a couple of years ago. Dave Lopez and I were out covering that, and you were out there, Eric, and the ground literally opening up between Dave and I. He was in the car and I was in the phone booth doing a phone report to Hal Fishman. And suddenly it started to shake violently and the ground opened up, and you can see that here where that car went in, it looks like the ground certainly opened up. It's a frightening
person
feeling.
was totally lucky, and you know, maybe if the driver had been, you know, 5 feet ahead,
he'd have been past it.
Yeah. So.
Well, it's reminiscent of the San Francisco quake when that car was on the bridge and went into the...
Reporting just that the circuits are very busy. So if you're okay, really the best thing for you to do today is sit tight, boil your water, stay with friends and family, stay calm. In terms of the magnitude of this quake, it was 6.6 at 4:30 this morning. The folks out of Caltech are saying, look, once you get past the first hour, the chance of an earthquake, the magnitude or an aftershock of that size really diminishes. So in terms of the magnitude of this quake, it was 6.6. We're now getting, what, John Beard, aftershocks in the neighborhood of the 5s at this
Several
point.
of those. As a matter of fact, let's go back to David Byrne and David Garcia at Caltech. I believe they have an update for us out there now.
Hi, John. We're getting a briefing now again by Dr. Kate Hutton with the latest information. She's explaining that they are studying the fault that caused the earthquake. Let's listen in.
In several ways.
Area again, Jennifer?
Barbara, this is just south of the homes that I showed you that were burning north of the 210 freeway. This is actually southeast of the interchange of the 210 and the Golden State. This is the mobile home park I was talking to you about. And next to the mobile home park is a residential area, and some of those homes have also, those are also ablaze at this time. It's tough to tell you exactly the roads here. I believe I'm just near San Fernando Road. This is the mobile home park. There's two mobile home parks. There's one south of this as well, and again, there are many, many, many homes throughout this area. We did notice one portion of the residential area that was burning. It was about 10 actual homes, but what we're showing you right now, these are mobile homes. I don't know the name of this mobile home park. Perhaps we can get that name.
We've talked about how mobile homes are particularly susceptible to damage from earthquakes. I mean, most of them stand on 4 little supports. And when there's a quake, it can be knocked off, the mobile home typically is knocked off the support. And of course, the natural gas line is right underneath the mobile home. So when the home is knocked up on top of the line, it can break it, and then there's a spark, and then there's a fire. And some of the worst damage I've seen from quakes happens in mobile home parks.
And here's the other problem, and that is that with all the damage to the roads, it's tough for fire crews to get to their location, and a lot of them were having to hand crank their doors open because the doors were locked in. They're electric doors that, you know, use your garage door opener.
I had to do the same thing.
And
yeah.
you have to release the latch from the electric door opener, and so fire trucks are having a difficult time. By now, I'm sure all fire equipment is out of the buildings in their usual tactical position. But these fires are, as you can see, raging unabated at this point. We see very little fire equipment at this location.
I'm wondering if they can even get there.
Let's check out the...
large span of the northbound connector to the northbound 5 off of the 14 also collapsed. So, and from when I first got on scene, I couldn't get over to this area right away. I was able to search to see if there's anybody over there. I didn't find anybody over there. And then I was told by civilians that there was individuals injured here at this scene, so then I immediately responded over this area here.
I understand that the woman that was in the car on just getting onto the 5 freeway was pregnant as well. Any word on her condition?
No, I was told by civilians on the scene prior to my arrival that she was pregnant, was transported by a helicopter to some facility, I'm not sure where. I was still, in fact, I'm still trying to make a route down to the Los Angeles area to get down to our command staff. But unfortunately, at this time, I don't think I'll be able to get down there just yet.
Phil, have you been able to get everybody that was injured out of this area?
Yes, all the persons that were here that were injured have been either taken or transported to area hospitals. We do not see any.
Sherry, who live in the Eyewitness Newsroom. We should tell you in our continuing coverage of the LA quake that a small quake hit also right here in the Bay Area. According to Cal Seismographic Station, that one was registered as 3.5 on the Richter scale, hit near Lake Berryessa down the South Bay around 6:45 this morning. It occurred on the Green Valley Fault, according to a spokesperson. No reports of damage. And again, a strong earthquake has hit in the Los Angeles area, 6.6 on the Richter scale down there. About 4:30 this morning. Damage is widespread. We're doing wall-to-wall coverage right now. We're going to switch it right back to an LA station covering the quake live.
It is just remarkable. I mean, it's a terrible situation where there have been fatalities here, but the thought of how terrible it could have been.
We saw a few minutes ago the parking structure, a large parking structure at Cal State Northridge.
Yes.
And had that come, say 10 o'clock in the morning, there would have been a couple of dozen people at the very least in that structure. As it was, we're hoping there were none. There would probably not be a reason for there to be anybody in there at 4:31 this morning. Let's go to Tricia back in the newsroom with some more information for us. Tricia?
Well, Caltech has been talking to us pretty much throughout the morning, and of course we've been having so many aftershocks. Apparently, Kate Hutton over at Caltech says that the actual rupture for this morning's 6.6 earthquake started under the town of Northridge. Oh. And she says that there have been 6 aftershocks since about 4:31 that have measured 4 points and